Hello friends and welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video I have wrote this player script so that we can move our player left and right. So now in this video we are going to send and receive messages on the network to sync our player movements on two screens. So I have already done a video on this. So let me show you the final results that we will achieve at the end of this video. So here you can see that I have two devices. One, I have a BlueStack and the second is my real Android device. So now you can see that we are syncing the movement. So this is our player and this is the opponent players, and on this end this is our player and this is the opponent player. So when a player moves, he needs to send a message to the other screen to update the position, to update its position on other screen. So when you move this player on this screen, the same things apply on this player. But there is a little problem here, that you can see that on this screen our player is here, and on that screen this player needs or should be on the exact same location, that is here. So this player should be on this. So we will fix it in later videos, but now you can see that we are successfully syncing the movement of two players. So in the last video I have wrote this player script and now we are going to modify it. So first thing we need is to send the message on the network. We need a reference to our GPG manager. So in the game scene, and currently you can see that we don't have the GPG manager object in our hierarchy, but we have put this function called awake and don't destroy on load function call in it. So this will make sure that when we load our scene, this object don't get destroyed when we load next scene. So if I go to menu and I have put a scene load function in send message function, send message button to demonstrate. So when I click it, you will see that we still have a GPG manager in our game scene. So this is because of don't destroy on load function. So now we know that we can access this GPG manager. So we are creating a private uh, game or private variable of type GPG manager here, and we are initializing it by finding that game object in hierarchy and getting its script component. So our network is now initialized. It means that we can now send a messages through this object. So when a player moves forward, we need to send a message with a header f or anything you want, and since we don't need any other messages, so we are simply putting 0 here. So when the player moves forward, we'll simply send a forward command, which is f. Similarly, when a player moves backward, we are sending b, and when we don't want to move, we are simply sending s to stop the player. And I have already put a condition if previous message is not equal to b. So a previous message is a private string variable. So when we move our player, the first time move forward will call it will check if the previous message is not equal to f, which is true. Previous messages will be initially null, so this condition will become true and we will send a message, and then we will set our previous message to f, because in the fixed update we are calling move forward, so this will be called multiple times in a second. So we don't want to send too many messages on our network to avoid the network overhead. So that's why we only need to send this message one time, so that's why we have put this condition. Similarly, in the move backward, when we move backward, so first time it will, the previous message will either be f or null, so this condition will become true since it is not equal to b. So we will send a message on the network and we will set our previous message to b, so it don't sends this message again and again. Similarly, same thing with the don't move function to avoid network overhead. So when a player send a message, other player will receive it, which will be in gpg manager script. So in I have added these three conditions. So we will check if the header, so because raw is a array and we will split it by column, so our messages will be in the f and 0. So this will be our format of forward messages. So in the raw at index 0 we will have a header, and in the index 1 we will have our message which is 0. So we are simply checking if the other player sended a message with header f, we are going to get a reference of the opponent player. So let me explain this by this video. So when this player sends a message with f to this player, so this player will receive the message in on real time message received function. So on here, this is our opponent player, so we are simply getting a reference of our opponent player and calling the same move forward function on it, so that both can move forward. Similarly, if the message is b, we are simply getting our opponent reference and calling move backward function. Similarly, if it is s, then we are going to call opponent dot don't move function. So now when you will play this game on two devices, you will get exactly this result. So I have already tested it and made a video so that I can show you.